Welcome to Chasing Care Conversations. I'm Gavin Chase, and this podcast is the one that digs into the realities of care in the UK for families, professionals, and everyone in between, trying to navigate the complex world of supporting vulnerable loved ones. Today, we're talking about something that may sound political or policy driven on the surface, but I want you to hang in there with me, because what we're going to do is to unpack directly how it affects you, your parents and your grandparents, and even your children's future. The UK government, you see, has made sweeping decisions around restricting visas for foreign care workers. That means that many overseas workers who currently make up a significant chunk of the home care and care home workforce may not be able to stay in the UK, or may not even be able to come here in the first place. One key change: they're now barred from bringing family members with them. It's a move designed to bring immigration numbers down, but I need to ask, at what cost? Let's bring it home for a second. Maybe you are supporting an elderly mum living alone in rural Somerset. She's starting to need help with dressing and meals, but the local council keeps telling you there's a 6-month waiting list for home care. Why? Because the agency can't find enough carers to do the work. Or maybe you're trying to move your father out of hospital, but the care home he's supposed to go to suddenly shuts down a whole wing because they've lost half of their night shift staff. He's stuck in a hospital bed, blocking a much needed space because the care home can't safely take him in. These aren't hypothetical scenarios, they're happening already. Let me share some voices from the front line. Simon Patient, who manages 5 care homes in Worcestershire and Herefordshire, told the BBC that about 10% of his staff are on visas, and many are thinking whether to stay in the UK. We're already seeing people leave, he said, and the cost and complexity of replacing them is going through the roof. Darren Stapelberg, CEO of Grosvenor Healthcare, a home care provider, told The Guardian that his teams are now missing around 3,000 care visits a week. That's 3,000 people potentially going without medication, meals, or a safety check, just because they can't recruit or renew visas for their staff. And it's not just recruitment that's drying up. The Home Care Association reports a 76% drop in care worker visas so far this year. That's a staggering figure. The government said these changes will protect the economy and reduce migration. But in reality, it's breaking the backbone of an already overstretched care system. So let me ask you, if not them, then who? We don't have a surplus of UK-born workers rushing into these roles. Pay is low. Conditions are tough. Hours can be unpredictable. And many of the carers who do show up for this demanding work come from abroad. They are the reason our system has stayed afloat. Now, imagine a care home without enough carers on a night shift, or a district with only 2 home care workers covering 30 clients. You might think this is somebody else's problem. But if you have aging parents or vulnerable neighbours, or if you one day need care, it becomes a reality for you too. And here's what we need to do about it. First, we need to stay informed. The media can be quick to stoke the fear about immigration, but the story on the ground is very different when it comes to care. These visa rules may be popular politically, but they could be catastrophic practically. Second, we need to raise our voices. Whether that's writing to your MP, sharing stories on social media, or simply talking to others about what's going on. Awareness is the first step towards change. And third, and this is where I ask you to act, subscribe to the Chasing Care podcast and newsletter. We're here to shine a light on these issues that aren't getting enough coverage. We speak with carers, families, policy experts, and people like you who are trying to figure out care for the ones that they love in a broken system. We're not just another news outlet or podcast. We're a growing community of people who believe that care should be dignified, accessible, and properly supported. If that sounds like something worth being part of, then join us. You'll find a link to subscribe in the show notes, and if today's episode struck a chord, please share it with a friend, with a colleague, with somebody in your family who's going through it. The more we understand what's at stake, the more we have the power to change it. Thanks for listening. This is Chasing Care Conversations. And until next time, take care, but take action. See you next time.